Hi everyone, my name is Demani Jones, and today I'd like to talk about, various misconceptions that people have about the role of the woman in the marriage institution and in the larger society. Now, a lot of times we hear people talk about equality and equal partnership in marriage and the role of women, how people have been disenfranchised how a certain gender has been disenfranchised over a period of time, how the traditionally hasn't been an even relationship between a man and a woman in a marriage and a man and a woman in a larger society. And I would like to make this statement categorically. Now, before I move any further, I'd like to state that, first of all, I'm a firm believer of equality before the law. I believe everyone is equal under the law. And I believe that the world has metamorphosed into a system of inclusiveness where everyone, regardless of your religious preference, your gender, your racial background, everyone seeks to be evenly and equally represented. So, and having said that again, I'd like to state that laws, rules, customs, and traditions and culture are meant to guide the activities of man. And in a situation where it becomes repugnant to natural justice, good conscience, and equity, I believe to a very large extent those laws, rules, and regulations and culture should be amended or abolished. Now, I have an opinion that women, it's high time we begin to revisit the issues of women and how women have been played over a period of time. I believe that women should be given a fair share in the community, in the society at large. I believe in equality before the law, like I said. I believe that women should be evenly compensated. I believe that if a woman is capable enough to join the military, if she's fit and capable enough to join the military, I believe to a very large extent also, she should be able to pursue her ambition to the highest level. Now, there are misconceptions when it comes to, you hear a lot of people think that in a marriage institution, that women have a specific, women have been played, as the inferior gender in the marriage institution. And then the men, sometimes you hear men make comments like, she's my wife, so she should be relegated to a particular position. But I think those are flawed perspectives, actually, from extreme feminism and, men seeking to have more power-dominated roles in the society. I think generally speaking, it's a matter of perspective. A lot of people have different cultural backgrounds. A lot of people have different religious backgrounds. A lot of people have individual personal orientation. And as humans, we are a subject of our environment and a subject of our imagination. That's what classifies us as distinct humans. So I believe that when people talk about leadership, because that's the most contentious part of marriage and the society, the role of gender in society at large, that's very conflicting. When you talk about leadership, the leadership of a man or the leadership of a woman that brings about equality and inequality, I think that there should be a fine line between our understanding of leadership and dictatorship. So when cultural perspective, when culture says that because we need to put into consideration that there are various different cultural backgrounds of people. Some people are from the patriarchal system, some people are from the matriarchal system, where women are the dominant factors, where women are the head of the society. Now, having understood that, it's quite imperative we know the distinction between a leader and a dictator. So if you understand the concept of leadership, you will know that there is a transformational style of leadership, which basically talks about vision, which basically bestows the leader as the one responsible for creating, conveying, and communicating that vision to those people he leads. So from that description or from that definition, you can see that the whole idea of dictatorship is different from the whole idea of leadership. And a leader is one who understands how to inspire his people. A leader is one who motivates his people and to see that that there is a vision and that vision is carried out. So it really doesn't matter. I think it's a matter of perspective. It really doesn't matter because sometimes leadership overlap. It really doesn't matter who is the leader. The point is, it is different from dictatorship. As long, and I believe that culture should not be thrown out of the equation in a sense that, I mean, individual differences should be respected, cultural differences should be respected, and religious differences should be respected. But in the end, where it becomes problematic is where people begin to, I mean, where those differences or where those cultural, religious, and individual perspectives begin to seem repressive on one part of the gender, or begin to seem like it's a medium of enslaving one party as opposed to the other. Where like I said earlier, where it becomes repugnant to natural justice, good conscience, and equity, then it becomes a problem. When it breeds the notion of domestic violence, when it breeds the notion of inequality in the family or in the larger society, then it becomes a problem. But culture is something that we should respect because it makes us unique, it makes us beautiful, it defines who we are, it creates an identity for us. So I think it depends on perspective. So for those individuals, that's the reason why two people getting married are the two people who are actually at the foundation of, you know, what should be compatible with both of them. So then, it has to do with an individual perspective, then the cultural perspective of that individual. So two people should actually know exactly what's suitable for them. And after that, they take consideration into the cultural perspective and then religious perspective. So I believe it's a matter of perspective. I believe it's a matter of understanding between the two people. I believe culture should be respected, except it becomes repugnant to natural justice, good conscience, and equity, like I said. That's pretty much it. Thank you.